Today, we're going to do an update on Bitcoin. We want to know where is the likely psychology of the market, what's likely to occur next. Now, Bitcoin is the category king, not only of the storage of value, but of crypto overall. Now, whatever it does, everything else tends to follow, but amplified. So Bitcoin is a really strong indicator for us. So we're going to cover some really cool stuff, also on the theory and the practical chart pattern. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, help me hit 1,000 subscribers this month. We've gone from 5 subscribers 8 weeks ago, and now we're on over 600. So I appreciate if you subscribed, and if you have already, man, I got enough love for you. Now, I'm Jagir, by the way. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. I've been trading currencies for around 15 years now. And I bring that knowledge and wisdom to crypto to help you out. I was also featured in this best-selling book based, I think it was 2008, High Probability Trading Strategies. Phenomenal book on some Elliott Wave theory and Fibonacci and so on and so forth. So let's dive straight in. Now I want to cover the theory first, right? Theory, because sometimes I just jump into Elliott Waves, and if you're not familiar with Elliott Waves, then it's kind of a bit tough. So just very quickly, markets traditionally move in identifiable patterns, and its psychology, its mass psychology is being represented in the price action. Optimism, pessimism, fear and greed, buying and selling, which you'll see these waves, and they're quite predictable when you get used to them. And this is the typical wave pattern. You get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the upside, and then you'll tend to get a big correction, A, B, C. But these waves break down to a lesser degree. So when you hear me say macro, what we're looking at here is a macro picture of a wave one, right? But then within this wave one, there's an intermediate lesser degree wave count that represents the psychology within the wave one. So you'll see it break down like this more often than not. So when you hear me talk about macro and intermediate, this is what I'm talking about, the waves within the waves. And you'll see that traditionally throughout the whole cycle of most markets. And then you'll hear me talk about microwaves, not microwaves that you cook your food or heat up your food, but microwaves, which is a lesser degree to the intermediate wave, where this wave one will break down into a lesser degree. And when we have a confluence of events, it gives us a very high probability outcome on what's likely to occur next. So we're playing a probabilities game, right? I do not know what's going to happen next. It's just probabilities. So you'll see me adjusting my thinking as more data is provided, but we can only go by today's data, right? So we're looking at Bitcoin right now going, right, we seem to be in this part of the market. And I believe we've kind of made this initial wave A. We're probably going to see a wave B, and then we're going to probably see a wave C. That's what we're saying. So when I jump into the live chart now, if I just exit this and jump into the live Bitcoin chart, if you haven't seen my previous video, we did an analysis, and what we said was, I think I got my notes here. There we go. Let me just keep it nice and clean. Right, what we said was, we seem to, on a macro level, we seem to be on this wave 4 section of the market, this wave 4, right? On the intermediate wave count, we seem to be on the wave B of the wave 4. So we're assuming that we've come to the completion or close to completion of a wave A, right? That still needs to be confirmed, but that's kind of where we're at. And then on a micro, we're saying that we're on this initial wave A of this wave B of this wave 4, right? That's so just to kind of recap, right? We're saying we're on this wave B, but then this wave B tends to break down to an ABC itself, right? Hopefully that's clear. So then we want to have an opinion of the market. What's likely to happen? Because as you can see, there's a nice 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there was this really strong support and resistance zone from January to pretty much January, beginning of January to end of January, and we're in that zone again. So to really get confidence in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin to get confidence, and people to get confidence in Bitcoin in terms of the price action, which will influence the rest of the markets, we want to see a nice break above this point here, right? This point here. If we get a break above that, the more convincing it is, the better. You know, we'll probably get a retest. And in Elliott Wave terms, that's like a wave 1 and then a wave 2. And that's what we're waiting for right now. So with Bitcoin right now, we're in this uncertain zone, but it seems, and if we look at the chart, if we zoom in, and I'll just delete these again. I'm just going to get rid of this as well. We seem to be at or near this wave 5 of a wave A, and we should see some upside movement and a close above here over the next few weeks. And once we do, that'll bring a lot of optimism. Like if you're trading Kusama, or you're investing, or you're doing the crowd loans with Kusama, and you're worried about the underlying price because it's been making lower lows recently, But when Bitcoin shows strength, money will flow to strong projects like that. That's typically what tends to happen. One last thing that I want to cover today is something called convergence, right? Convergence, convergence, not the project convergence, because there's a project called convergence, which is a whole different video. It's an interesting project actually. But convergence meaning that the price is going low on the closing data. This is closing data, right? It's going low, but the momentum indicators down here is going up. And when you see a convergence of price action, that tends to indicate that there's going to be a reversal. So that's another confluence of events. So we got pattern, we got price, because these are in price zones over here. I've removed them for today, but this is the price zone. So we may, just so you're clear, we may see another swing low being made in this zone. But if we get a close above here, that's going to give us the confidence that, right, Bitcoin's low of a wave A should be made in the next 2 to 3 months. We should see sideways to up movements, which will have a positive impact more often than not to the whole market. So there you have it. Update on Bitcoin. Let me know what you found most valuable today and how I can add more value to you. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're on over 600 now, which I really appreciate. So if you're subscribed already, enough love to you. If you haven't subscribed, let's get over the 1,000 mark, and I want to keep adding more value to you. Oh, let's finish today with a quote. I've been quoting Think and Grow Rich, a classic book by Napoleon Hill. I used to study this book when I was a bit younger. So today's quote: positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One or the other must dominate. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One or the other must dominate. So what are you going to allow to dominate, right? When you believe in a strong project, like Kusama, like Polkadot, like, because we've done a lot of videos on those recently. Are you going to let the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt give you that negative mindset? Or are you just going to read the white paper again? Are you going to read the Kusama website again? Are you going to look at Bitcoin and watch hope.com with Michael Saylor and how he answers every single question that's been given to him and Bitcoin in terms of why people may doubt that it's going to really take off and become such a major disruption in the world and give freedom to a lot of people? What are you going to allow your mind to be dominated by? Because you have conscious control, but you need to repeat that so it becomes your unconscious control, because that's what's going to guide your life. All right, it's a bit of philosophy for you. I'll see you soon in the next video.